after a little bit the war ended, but then Tully got shot of someone in the other war team. So Tully died, and the police sent a letter to Eddie and said that Tully died, and it said in books also that Tully died. And that was all of this book that called Respect, and that's why it's called Respect. And now everyone is doing respect for Tully about that he died. And this book was good, easy to read, and interesting, and not so fun because I cried when I read it.
It was sadness.
It was sad. Hello, today I'm going to talk about this book that's called Respect. And this book is, this is the front side, and the author is Michaela Morgan, and it's the same author as The Beast. It's named The Beast, the book, and it's the same author. It's by Michaela Morgan also. But now I'm going to read the text back here. Respect by Michaela Morgan. When their mom and dad died, Tully and his little brother have each other. They're sent to a children's home. The other kids make fun of them, but Tully has an amazing talent which will win him a place in history. And that's all the text. It's all the text the author had written, and I a little bit I cried when I cried a little bit when I read this book. It was not so fun book. It was I cried a little bit about that. So see if I cry when I talk about it, that's why. But I'm trying not to cry, okay? But now I'm going to talk about this book, and say it here, when their mom and dad died, Tully and his little brother only have each other, like that. And it is the Michaela Morgan has still a note from the author, but I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to read the note. And here it's like Michaela Morgan has written that it's true, that this story is true. That's why I cried. But if it wasn't true, I maybe didn't cry about that. But Michaela Morgan say that this is a true story, so that's why I cried. And then it said like this, that Tully, that the author has written, listen, like that, and that he's called that his friends call him Tully, but he's called Walter Tull, and I'm going to say Tully. So Tully and his little brother Eddie lived together with their mom and dad, but then Tully and Eddie's mom died, so they got a stepmom. Then their dad died, so then the stepmom holds her own sons, but not Eddie and Eddie and Tully. So they went to a place like know what place, but it's
Child
like
home.
it's a child home. Their childs live. That they don't have a mom or a dad. So there it was London, so it was super far away from their home. But it wasn't Sweden, their home. It was another place.
England.
England, I think. There they was. Then it was hard for Tully to understand that it was like hard to get used to the sounds in London, and he was 9 when his dad died. So now he's 9 just now, and there everyone bullied Eddie and him. Then they had a thing that it was a big bully and his gang. They can eat apples if they fall on the ground. And the big bully tripped Eddie so he can take the apple. But then Tully just take the ball, the apple like a ball, just football like boink 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 with the football, like the apple was like a football. So he was very super good at football. And now we come to the next chapter. I'm not going to say that, but now I want to say that it's called football. So then Tully just plays football with Eddie. So then he gets bigger and goes in a football team. He was the best one. And then just now we don't know what happened with Eddie. Is Eddie watching Tully or what? Just now we don't know. Then Tully goes in a football team. They're cheering. Some is cheering, but some is like not cheering, and they say that they like spit on Tully and like that. Then Tully goes in another football team and plays there. He was super good there, and then it was more and more like years. Then it became a war, and then they sent letters to one another because they were split up. Eddie went to another place. There he got a new mom and dad. But Tully was in the war, and he was a war soldier. Then he did the war, and he cared about her soldiers, so he rescued his soldiers. So he was the captain in the soldier team in the war. But the last war, it was a little bit a war still, and but then after a little bit the war ended. But then Tully got shot of someone in the other war team. So Tully died, and the police sent a letter to Eddie and said that Tully died, and it said in books also that Tully died. And that was all of this book that called Respect, and that's why it's called Respect. And now everyone is doing respect for Tully about that he died. And this book was good, easy to read, and interesting, and not so fun because I cried when I read it.
It was sadness.
It was sad for me. And my next book is my next video is a Swedish book that called Mörk. a murk, like a slime monster, like that. And subscribe to my channel. I like if you subscribe to my channel, and like this video if you liked it, and do this if you didn't, if you think that this book was sad. And bye bye.